So because the greenhouse is completely filled with the green leaf canna bulbs, one of these days I'll find out their proper name. I never knew them when I had them. We are digging out a trench here in one of the canna beds, and I'll do the other two red canna beds as well, so I can just plunk the bulbs down in there and get them started for the season. Well, I've started planting some of the canna bulbs, and as you can see here, if I can get the camera and my hands to work together, sitting on in the kitchen waiting to be planted, they've already started sprouting their new roots, so they are definitely more than ready to go in.
So we're at Cana Crossings, which you know we've turned into Hosta Crossings temporarily. And this bed, which is the backdrop to Cana Crossings, is hostas in the front, but Nellie...
There are temporarily hostas in the front.
Nellie has spent today cleaning the kitchen because we had a million boxes of
canna bulbs still, even after taking all the green leaf ones out.
Stacked up on the table, but now you've planted this. What are we, May 1st?
May 1st.
May 1st, we planted red canna bulbs in there.
As you saw earlier, they were all mostly rooted, so it won't take long for them to settle in.
And this would be the green bed right here, and then a little backsplash of the red, and then we've got that in that little thing there, we've got a sumac, a tiger eye sumac or something like that. It's a yellow, vibrant neon yellow sumac right there.
I could be right.
And we do have a bed at the back here that kind of is a great backsplash to the whole thing, but that's another story. So what else have you done today?
The other two red.
So you've done this bed. This is the backsplash to the rose garden. And this is all now red cannas.
Packed full, yeah.
Hundreds of them. And there's the rose garden getting ready to go. Our rock garden, or Nellie's rock garden. I have nothing to do with that. She's done everything, and it's probably the best part of our gardens. Probably because Nellie did it. And what else did we do? Remember all these hostas we buried 4 inches below? You can see they're not 4 inches below anymore. They're everywhere. They're coming up. Okay, so we're at the front of the garden.
That's the one we started with today.
And this is all now packed with red. Packed?
Like jam-packed.
With red cannas. And then you coat this with, usually you do sheep manure every year.
I usually do a layer of sheep manure, and then I do a thick layer of mulch on top.
So this is just kind of prepped. And there we go. Well, that's a lot of work. Oh, look, you can see. Yeah, you guys probably can't see, but... Oh, yes, you can. See, where's my finger? There it is. You can see. Oh, now it's focusing on my fingers. You can see that the hostas are coming up in right there. And Nellie planted that whole hill with hostas. So that's going to be very exciting once that comes in. So that's the update for now. Everything's coming. Backsplash. There's that 2 hands holding up the world. And you can see that the hostas are coming up in there. There's the English garden. It's coming along. Everything's coming along, guys. Morning, folks. It's another cold, dreary day. I'm going to kind of show you where we are here. And this is the garden down here. And what we're going to work on today is this path. It's unpassable by the tractor. We have all this crazy stuff like this. The tractor blade gets caught on it. And of course, you're going to trip on it too. So we got to remove that. And so from the driveway or looking up at the hillside garden, this is kind of where we want a nice path. We want to invite people. So when you're down here, it doesn't really look like there's anything other than a bunch of beds. We want to say, no, there's a path here. Come on up and take a peek, because that's where some of the sculptures will be up there. So that's what I'm working on today. It's cold, let's get her done. Okay, still working here. We're working in the rain, so this soil is very heavy, but now you can see, so from Nellie's garden in there, which we've done all the way there, we've got a little bit more to do here, but you can see now there's a nice pathway. There's no tripping hazards, and it's kind of inviting. It'll invite you up to Nellie's garden and some sculptures up there. I'll come down to the bottom, turn around, and kind of show you this part. I probably want to put down some sort of a weed mat or dig out this grass before I put topsoil on top, because I'll just have to revisit it in a month because this grass will just come through. There's the horseshoe garden there, looking pretty nice. And we'll come back. So this is kind of what we want, is a nice path that's going to invite you up to the top, and we've done most of it. We just haven't got this. I think I'm going to bring my shovel in and try and dig out a lot of this, but hopefully you can see it's now a nice path, and we don't know what we're going to do. It might be some wood chips or something. At some point we want stone, a nice really crazy path, but way too many projects on the go right now to be tackling our paths. Right now we'll just make them and fix them up later. So anyway, that job, check that one off. Except for this little section. Boo. So the sun's out again. Wow, it was just hideous out. So now I'm gonna address this little section right here. So that section's done. We're gonna address this. I think I'm gonna dig it all out and then fill it back in with topsoil so we won't have any more roots there, instead of putting down some sort of weed barrier, and every time tractor goes over it, it's just gonna move it. So let's dig all this out and fill it back in. So you can see I've dug out all the grass. There's kind of like a entrance here, and all that grass is now gone. I've dug up as much root as I can, and now I'm going to come and put that topsoil right back in to create a nice bed, and then we'll have a nice entrance from the driveway up into Nellie's garden. This is what I've dug out, so it's all grass and roots, and Nellie has a spot for me that she needs fill, so that's where we're going to take the green hornet and use some fill. Then I'll get some topsoil, fill this out, and I'll be back to you in a sec. So I'm at the back of the house where Nellie's garden is. It's right over there, and Nellie wants a path to go. You can see see the rock in here? Those will be beds, and she wants a path that's going to come up here right into our backyard where the greenhouse is, but it's kind of low. Don't know if you can see, but it drops off probably 4 feet deep, and where I'm standing is much, much higher. So she wants fill in here, and that's what we're gonna do, is dump anytime we have fill. It's kind of like doing 2 jobs at once, and I kind of like it. So this is going in here. Okay, so the load is now empty. I don't know if you can notice, it's all right there. So we're a long way from having a beautiful, nice level path coming up from Nellie's garden right there around here, but hey, it's better than nothing, and it's free, so this will be the spot until it's nice and level. Back to work. So there we are. I haven't run the tractor over it a few times, but you can see, so it's all dug out with the grass and the roots, and new topsoil has just been put on. So we're gonna have a nice, I'm gonna come back once it's done. It's gonna be a nice inviting path up the hill to some of our sculptures and Nellie's garden. And you know, eventually later we might put rock steps or what have you, some mulch on the path. But right now, this job is now complete. We've got other things to do. I think it looks pretty good. Zoom up and then curve right in.